Hey there, good evening, and welcome to Sports Center with John Buccigross. I'm Steve Levy. Dick Vitale was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Emmy tonight. His acceptance speech was 17 minutes and 45 seconds, all without a teleprompter. What's a teleprompter, Bucci?
Not sure. I've never used one before, Steve Levy. Stop. Game 4 of the Western Conference was won by the Golden State Warriors. Live pictures, there's Steph with his son, about to be a part of the Western Conference trophy presentation. Our Doris Burke is there, moments away from this moment. It's always held underneath the arena. Of course, the big NBA title out in front on the court with all the pomp and circumstance and confetti, but it's kind of a more intimate moment for the team when they get to celebrate that Western Conference trophy, which the Warriors will now do for the 5th straight season, making their way back as they win 119-117 in overtime. Steph Curry, 47 minutes, 37 points. He put the team on his back and was not whistled for a personal foul. In 47 minutes, 0 fouls. So again, 5th straight season, NBA Finals for the Warriors. That passes LeBron's Heat and Cavs teams, as well as the Lakers and Celtics in the 80s, for the longest streak in the last 50 years in the NBA. Across the NBA, NHL, MLB, and NFL, only the Islanders in the early 80s reached 5 straight over the last half century. So as we wait for the trophy presentation, Steve Levy, Tim Legler.
All right, Bucci, thanks very much. You can see legs are just dying to get to that touch screen. You just can't wait. And we will get you right back out to the action and the trophy presentation. Doris Burke is standing by as the players are milling around, and we'll do that underneath the stands on the road where the Warriors win in Portland. I mean, so impressive by Golden State. They refuse to crack under pressure or under heavy leads, too.
Yeah, I mean, this was a night, it looked like they just weren't going to have it defensively. Like, Portland got on a roll, and you can't blame Golden State for saying, okay, we'll go home and close it out in 5 because Portland wasn't missing. You're banged up. You're playing 11 guys in the first half. Some guys I had to go and look up who they were, like right. Jacob Evans. But give them credit, man. They wanted to get this series over with, and they come through once again with an incredible second half.
The offensive rebounding down the stretch by some of those lesser players was unbelievable for Golden State. Let's go back. Time to give away some hardware. Dora, get ready to cross over the top of the hour. Simply incredible, and it's how they do it, Bucci, right? The Warriors are the first team in the last 20 seasons to win 3 consecutive playoff games, coming back from 15-point deficit or more. And every time you think it's going to get away from them, it's just not the case.
5 straight finals. Only Bill Russell's Celtics in the late 50s and mid-60s have done that. What a performance. And here's how it ended down the stretch. Remember, this was a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams slowly, as the game went along, got tired, and it was harder to get points. It's 111-111. Here's Curry. Hesitation to the hole. And clearly, he travels as he tries to set up a 3. So he goes in there. There's a rake there. No foul called. He could have pulled up at a wide-open jumper. Why he wanted to go back and get the 3, he didn't need it. Again, the score was tied, but look at his brother Seth. Guard him, guard him. Whoa, he traveled! And he did. So the game remains tied, and that gives Portland a chance to prevent the sweep. Lillard kept going inside, throws up the running one-hander. It doesn't go, as the Trailblazers only get 16 points in the fourth quarter. Again, they had 35 in the first quarter, 32 in the second, but then 26 in the third, only 16 in the fourth. Golden State by 1 in overtime. C.J. McCollum from the free throw line got it. McCollum had 26 points. He was 5 of 9 shooting threes in the game. Portland by 1, 90 seconds to go. Curry! No. Rebound underneath. It's McKinney who knocks it in. Remember, he started the game, played 26 minutes, had 12 points. Golden State by 1. Draymond Green. What a series he had. Drains the 3. Remember, these are shots he was passing up. It looked like he had the yips with a lot of his outside shooting. Well, you can see in this series, he had a triple-double. Curry had a triple-double. That never happened before in playoff history in the NBA. 2 teammates with triple-doubles. Curry can't get the game-clinching layup. So here comes Portland. 2 to tie, 3 to lead. Again, Lillard not going to get that call, but the ball is out on Klay Thompson after they looked at it. Grazed off his forearm, so Portland still has a chance. 2 to tie, 3 to win. It'll be Lillard in the corner, but Thompson was all over him. Thompson had just 17 points on 3 of 10 three-point shooting, but of course he plays all that defense for 46 minutes. No one played more minutes than Curry's 47. Again, he was whistled for no personal fouls in the game. Portland just did not attack him enough. So this is Steve Kerr's 5th NBA Finals appearance and his 5th season as head coach. According to Elias, he is just the 3rd coach in the Big Four history to go to 5 championships in their first 5 seasons. You see Toe Blake with those awesome Canadian teams and Paul Brown of the Cleveland Browns. Steven.
And Toe Blake makes the show. Back with Legs, and you will hear, as you can see, you'll hear from Steve Kerr. We hope to bring you all of the key members of the Warriors that we can. And, of course, we'll hear from Coach Stotts and the Blazers, too. Always, loser sound is always much more interesting than winner's sound. To me, watching this game, every possession by Portland down the stretch seems difficult. Everything is hard. Everything looks so much easier for the Warriors. Why are they so special that way, Legs?
I think when you look at Golden State and you look at the way that they beat you, there are things that they do that are unique unto themselves. And I think it starts for me with the way that they push the ball on makes or misses and the relentless surge up the floor that they get out of Draymond Green. Stop it right here. Now, this ball goes through the net. Draymond Green is 90 feet from the other end. He's basically the last guy up the floor. There is no way after making a shot you should give up something this easy on the other end. But here's what he recognizes. As he starts to push it, he knows there's going to be no help from this guy on the strong side because you're so worried about Klay Thompson. He also understands that somewhere out here, Steph Curry's coming. Why is that important? Because watch CJ McCollum. He knows that he's got to leak out here, be ready to match up, and that's a big deal because he doesn't get a bump right here on Bell. And it's all set up by the shooting and Draymond Green making an aware decision that if he pushes it down here, he's going to take these 2 guys with him, and there's going to be nobody here on the weak side for this drop-off. This is unique unto Draymond Green. There is no other 4-man in the league that can push the ball up the floor after a made basket. So that's the first thing. The second thing that's unique to this team, it's Steph Curry's motion. He comes up the right side, and his brother does a pretty good job here. Now, Steph's going to head over to this side of the floor. Look at the amount of running he does in this possession. Catches it. Pretty good job. Let's give it up. All right, now what are you going to do, Steph? Let's start over here. Let's circle back to this corner. And just watch this guy move. It's a beautiful thing. Gets all the way down to the corner. Keep moving it, Warriors. Dribble drive. Here's what Steph is aware of. Right now, Damian Lillard is peeking here at this dribble drive penetration. That's all Steph needs to know. As soon as he peaks, he's going to run to the opposite side of the floor where he's going to get a nice little screen here, and he's going to use great footwork to square up. Lillard flies by, one little sidestep, knocks down the 3. He crossed the court 4 times in one possession to get a shot. Okay, finally, this is after a missed shot now. And again, Draymond was the last guy up the floor. And he understands if you're going to backpedal in this manner, and he knows he's got a head of steam, he's going to be able to get to the rim. And why is it so important here? Take a look at here. This is Myers Leonard, and this is Kevon Looney. That's who Myers Leonard's supposed to guard. But the fact that Draymond Green pushes it so quickly, Myers Leonard can't switch and get back to Looney. Well, you say, well, why does that matter? Here's why. When Draymond pushes it, you're left with C.J. McCollum trying to block out Looney. So his speed and push up the floor leads to this offensive rebound because Myers Leonard was never able to get back to the paint, identify his man and match up because he's worried about the corner shooter because here comes Draymond Green pushing it right down their throat. So Draymond Green's speed up the floor and the relentlessness, and then Curry's motion. Those are 2 things that no other team in this league has right now. And in the case of Curry, no team in NBA history has had one of those. But that's what makes him so special. Yeah. And once again, a great second half. Golden State able to utilize those things to erase another deficit and win 3 straight in which they had to come back.
I want to ask you about Steph, but let me just hit you with Draymond Green. Has he ever played better basketball? That's the best series I think I've seen him play.
Well, look, you're talking about a guy that's been to multiple All-Star games, and Steve Kerr said the last game was maybe the best game he's ever seen him play. I'll take it a step further. I think that was the best game any player has played in the playoffs this season, Game 3.
Yeah.
And he came back tonight and basically did it again. There's something that he has found, a renewed confidence in his offense that is critical to this team. And at times when I watched him in the regular season, it was definitely missing. He wasn't a threat anymore to score. And that meant his defender could now be back in the lane, and it made it much more difficult for Durant, Curry, and Thompson. When Draymond Green is pushing it at the rim like this and knocking down those threes that he's going to get 5, 6 a game completely open, When he just adds that element, now you've got a guy that impacts the floor all over and puts his imprint on every facet of the game. That's what he did for the last 2 games, and he's done it all throughout the postseason.
Yeah.
You may be right. This may be the most consistently great offensive basketball that I've seen Draymond Green play. We know he's always going to defend.
And consistently, that's Steph Curry, 35-plus every single game in the sweep.
Yeah, I mean, the motion, right? So you're back to pre-KD days, the way he's playing. I think he relishes everything kind of focusing on his movement because he loves to play that way. I texted somebody during the game. I said, Steph has that look tonight of a guy that could play 5 games tonight. You know, sometimes you get into such a rhythm as an athlete, you don't breathe hard, ever. That's what Steph looked like tonight. It was effortless for him, and that's what you think about when you think of Steph Curry at his best in his 2 MVP years. They're back to basing everything they do off of his motion and the problems it causes defensively because of communication issues and how far you have to extend. Now, obviously, you're going to add KD, we think, at some point,
right,
and you make that adjustment and you go back to that X number of possessions where KD just uses his greatness to get shots off. But, man, it's been fun to watch Steph rewind the clock a little bit here over the course of the last 6 games.
No Durant, no Iguodala, no Boogie.
No problem.
I mean, if they would have all played, you think they would have beaten the Blazers in 3. Bucci, over to you.
Doris Burke is live with us in Portland. And, Doris, you've seen a lot of great basketball.